I don't know what my heart rate is at right now, but it can't be good. Right, I'm gonna orientate myself. Power of Christ compels you. No, 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 no. Let's get this done. Get this done. Let's get this done. Fuck off, you snaky little demon thing. Give me back the baby. Give me back the baby. Just power of Christ that compels you and shit. Shit. Oh no. Oh, we need to get this done. We need to get it done.
G'day everyone, it's the Jury94 here, and welcome to another week of Quick Save Gamers Streamer of the Week. In this show, we basically will introduce you guys to some new and upcoming Twitch streamers who are building their communities. They've got a lot of good things to show. They've got great communities behind them. They're doing good work, and they're just overall really good people. And basically, what we're trying to do is help the Twitch community grow and teach everyone or show them some new tricks and tips from a variety of different people in the Twitch community to help basically make the Twitch world a much better place. So this week we've got a great guy who I met early on in my streaming career. He's got a great community, loves to help out people, always jumps in, gives people advice where they need it, and just overall a generally helpful guy. So this week I'd like to introduce you guys to Banjo Mark II. How you doing, Banjo?
I'm good. I went with the pose again because, like I said last time, Frack was like, I didn't know what to do, so we struck a pose. Good enough for me.
So, tell us a little bit about yourself, Banjo.
I'm a British streamer, known for being pretty loud when I stream. Everyone keeps me quite low on the bars for volume just because I'm loud enough as it is. I got two little beagles. You'll often see in the background. You can't see them at the moment, but and a young one we call Squid. Pretty much just here to have fun.
Yep.
You know how it is.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. So, what kind of games do you play?
At the moment, well, I'd say mostly first-person shooters. I do play like anything and everything. So if someone came to me and said, "Oh, I really fancy playing this game. Do you want to come give it a try with me?" I'll more than happily download it and give it a try. But I'd say the majority of it lands onto first-person shooters. That's where I'm most comfortable and best at by a long shot.
Yeah.
But I will play pretty much any game that someone throws at me.
I've seen you play a lot of Apex Legends with Frack Attack and Inhumane.
That's like, so since I met them, I think especially Inhumane, I've probably spoke to him every day for like 5-6 months. We talk like every night, and then we play nearly every night. And yeah, same with Frack really. Frack's like, when it hits the weekend and like our schedules align, because obviously different time zones, we play a ton of games, and we've been playing a lot of Apex, like the Hunt Showdown and that sort of first-person-y world.
Yep.
Been pretty good.
What games are you currently playing? Do you have any single-player games on the go?
Single player, well, I just bought Vanguard.
Mm-hmm.
I was really looking forward to the campaign, which was really good. I was pleasantly surprised to say all the bad stuff that got said about it. A lot of people slayed it quite heavily, but I just worked through the campaign yesterday. I did I got about 6 hours into it on Veteran for the first run, and we finished it off tonight after like an extra hour. So I think it's about a 6-hour campaign, which was really good. A bit shorter and a bit easier than I think the other CODs, but it was really good to see a game that was better than everyone was criticizing it to be.
Yeah, okay, that's good.
And then when we got around to October this time round, I started doing a lot more horror games, really dove into quite a few of them, and had a lot of fun. Like, people really enjoyed it. I quite enjoyed it. And I'm definitely going to start doing a lot more horror games, for sure.
One that's popped up on my radar that I want to give a crack is Poppy Playtime. I don't know if you've seen it. It's like it's like a toy factory, and there's this like blue creature that's walking around and it chases you around. You've got like these hands that you can do stuff with. It looks terrifying, but it's very cheap on Steam, so I might give it a crack.
I might have a look. One thing I've been notorious for is the thing I can't stand in horror games is creepy children and dolls, and That sounds like it might be quite orientated to the toy dolls. So
What was that?
but
What was that game you were playing not long ago? And there was those dolls. I remember jumping in and doing a sound alert and scaring you. But there was like these dolls everywhere in this house. I think they were
it was
puppets or something.
Resi 8.
Oh, was it?
Yeah,
Okay, well,
it
they're
was
Resident Evil.
Resi the Village.
Yep.
And that was horrible. Like, I don't know which, but you came. So you go down into this. Spoiler alert, by the way. But you go down into this basement, and there's a baby crying, and it turns into this like ginormous, like horrible looking thing with like its mouth opens up and it'll eat you whole, and it's like screaming at you like a really realistic baby cry, and it's coming at you. And I finished that bit, I'm like freaked out because it's like a creepy kid in the game. I'm like, this is horrible. Like my heart is pounding. I walk through the door into a room just filled with dolls. One just comes at you and starts shouting in your face and like trying to cut you up and stuff. And I'm there like, I've just finished like coming through a baby scene, like being screamed at, terrified out my heart, to just walk straight into my next like, oh, fuck, here's dolls. Now what do I do?
What's a game that you've enjoyed most while streaming?
Most while stream. So recently, when I got into all the horror games, I played through a game. You probably heard of it, called Visage.
Yep.
I had a lot of fun playing through that because it was like, that was terrifying. It had a lot of the like creepy aspects, like the kids again. There was the story of Lucy, and that was all like kid oriented and dolls and all that, and it was horrifying. But at the same time, like it sort of had a really good puzzle level to it, like a lot of puzzles that were really good. So it sort of drew me in with the puzzles, and then occasionally just kept slapping me with the reminder that this is a horror game. And then I had people in the chat also playing a lot of the sound alerts trying to scare me. So I had a lot of fun streaming that. And I ended up finishing, well, we got to like what was deemed the bad ending after like a 10-hour stream playing it. So I had a lot of fun playing that. And then recently we also did a VR horror game called The Exorcist. And that was like, I don't know what it is. Like, it terrifies me, but I had a lot of fun streaming it.
Yeah.
The VR stuff's quite fun to stream.
Yeah, if you can
quite
get it
enjoy that.
working. My experience with VR is technical difficulties.
There's always problems with
Oh,
VR streaming. There's always
VR streaming is
something
so
where it, like,
tricky.
works 1 second, and then the next second it's like, nope, I'm not doing that anymore.
One stream it's like, oh yeah, this is fine, this is great. Next stream you're like, no.
Yeah. Well, I originally started with a really low-end graphics card, and it was terrible at VR, so I upgraded to a friend's card, and it worked perfectly. It worked smooth. I played Phasmophobia, I played like Beat Saber, Half-Life Alyx, no problem whatsoever. Upgraded to an even newer graphics card, one of the 30 series, and it was garbage. It was stuttering all the time, like loads of tech problems, and I couldn't work out what it was. And in the end, I just like updated to Windows 11 and fixed a bunch of drivery based stuff, and it was something to do with my monitor being 2K and this monitor being 1080, and it just spiraled out of control. Of, we're now no longer going to let you do a VR stream anymore. You're just going to have to work out what you're going to do. So
yeah, I always have this issue. So the last VR game I was playing was The Walking Dead, but like for whatever reason the audio would cut out completely, and I'd have to reboot the VR again, which is like, that's just a lengthy process on its own. You've got to like unplug it, you got to close bloody not OBS, what do you call it, Oculus, and then reopen it. It's always just a handful.
All while you're trying to peek through the little bit in the bottom, trying to read the chat. On the monitor.
It's like, I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, I'll be right with you. Especially if you're using the Oculus as the mic as well.
Yeah.
And you're like, no one can hear you. It's disconnected, and you're like just peering down, like making hand gestures, like 2 minutes. I'll be yeah.
Yeah, it's got its challenges for sure. What is your favorite game of all time?
Favorite game, definitely one of the Halo series. I was a big Halo fan. That was what got me into properly gaming back when I was a kid. I'd say if I had to pick one of them, I'd probably go Halo 2. That was probably where my most hours were.
Yep.
I was way better at Halo 3, but I spent the most amount of time on Halo 2 for sure.
Yeah.
That was where it really sparked like the long night gaming sessions and trying to get through that on. And that had the first experience of Xbox Live on there as well.
Yep.
So that was I just remember like getting home from school, and you'd have like when you go onto it, Xbox Live wasn't like a global thing. It was like built into each individual game. and
Yep.
you'd go into Halo. There was no like party chat or anything like that. You just pressed Y in Halo. It brought up like this old school menu, and then was like, here are your friends. What do you want to do? You can send them a voice message, send them a text message, or invite them to a game. You used to have to invite your friend into a game to use the local chat in the match to then communicate with what you were going to do for the night. And
Yeah,
there's
back in
just
the day.
something about them memories that like you just remember them a lot better than everything else. So
Yeah.
I'd definitely go Halo 2 was
Halo
probably my
2.
best.
Ah, awesome. I love the Halo series. It was probably my introduction into like I was gonna say hardcore gaming, but it's just like that kind of first person shooter gaming world. Like I was always big on like the PlayStation 1
Mhm.
too. Like I was Final Fantasies and like just those RPGs. But when I first got my Xbox and Halo 1 or the Halo Combat Evolved, that was just like awesome, best game. And then when Halo 2 came out though, that was like that next step. And I just remember how mind blowing I was being able to dual wield and like just like how cool that game was. But I think
like that through the whole series.
yeah,
Just like Halo 1 came out and I'm like, oh my god, this is good. Like, how can you possibly beat this? Halo 2 comes out and you're like, my mind is blown. And then Halo 3 comes out with the 4-player campaign. And like, so back then, I still lived with my parents when I was younger, and me and my brother and my two cousins got it, and we used to have bunk beds.
yeah,
So the first experience of like this 4-player multiplayer was me on the top bunk, my brother on the bottom bunk, and just hearing the Halo theme tune just boot up in the background, and we were like, oh my god, we're playing like over the internet. We've got my cousins. It's 4-player. Like we don't have to do like split screen. And we're just
yeah,
like mind was just even further blown, and
yeah.
that just like
Isn't it funny
sits
though?
in
Like
there as
back in the day, we always wanted like we hated split screen because it was split screen. But then like nowadays though, I miss split screen. Like I miss being able to play games on the couch with my friends. Like that's just gone. It's there's that certain level of just being able to sit next to your friends and play games. It's like LAN parties. I remember getting everyone's Xbox 360 together to have a LAN party. Just there was nothing better than that. But I think my favorite was Halo Reach.
Halo Reach was good. That was where like the multiplayer sort of leveled out. I think 3 was kind of aimed to be like really competitive. Like to begin with, you just had a rank of 1 to 50. And then sort of Halo Reach went towards you just sort of play to progress, and your XP would just build and build and build.
Yep.
And then in the background they had this like hidden MMR system, so it kind of leveled out and became a much like casual version of itself.
Yep.
So that it was like anyone could sort of pick it up and play it and not have to worry about like you've got all these people over here that are like super high rank. You sort of put you where you needed to be, but like nice and quietly.
Yeah, yep.
Which was good.
I think that's why it was so popular. And then Forge World. I remember that's where I spent all of my time in Halo. Forge World. Like I don't know, like I've downloaded so many maps over the time, like Forge Worlds, but the obstacle course ones, like so much time in those, or the Warthog racing, or the Mongoose racing.
I was literally just going to say that because recently, within the past couple of months, me and Frack and Inhumane have been working through Halo, and it was a shame because 1 and 2 were only 2-player, so I let them two go through it because they'd never done it, and then 3 we jumped in, and before we kicked it off, we were waiting for Inhumane. I actually jumped on an old map called Flaming Ninja, and it's basically just an assault course, but like a really, really hard one. And I remember loading in and just like being hit by first the nostalgia, and then second like how the hell did I do this? And there's like a bit where like you have to jump across. So I've got Frack with me, he's on keyboard, and you had to jump across this gap and land on a golf ball, and then you had to like walk backwards to get the golf ball to roll.
Yep.
And you had to take it round a maze, but if you fell off the golf ball, you died.
Yep.
So like there's Frack on mouse and keyboard like tapping the keys like oh no, oh no, oh no, and he's like slipping off, and there's me like how the hell did we do this as kids? Like how? And I'm like I get through that bit, and you've got to like jump on a mongoose and go like on a wall and just like drive across the wall like flat, and I was like how did we do this?
It was some of them took advantage of like some weird mechanics or some weird things that happened in the game that weren't like meant to happen, but they made it work in the obstacle course. So you had to figure out how that worked. I remember a few of those.
You could like get out the map. Like you, if someone covered up like a teleporter, you could like jump on the top half of it, but if you crouched after you jumped, you'd like slip through into the next portal and like stuff like that, and like put you out the map and all sorts.
Yeah. Who is your favorite Pokemon?
And have you ever heard of one called Mimikyu?
Mimikyu. Yeah,
Yeah.
I do.
It's the one with, yes, that is my favorite Pokemon.
Oh, really? That's there you
yeah.
go.
It's not one. Usually you say Mimikyu and everyone's like, which one's that? And I'm like, the one that's got the Pikachu over its top.
Yeah,
It's
and
like,
underneath
yeah,
it's like so terrifying that nobody can ever look at it.
yeah, exactly. When I got into Sword and Shield, I spent like a good solid 3 months just maxing out the decks, and then when I started I decided I was gonna start getting into like the competitive side of it,
Mm.
and I was looking at all the different Pokemon. Mimikyu has like an ability where the first hit it would always like sponge the attack, and then it'd be like Mimikyu lifted its shrouded veil and took no damage, and then you could start fighting with it. So like on Sword, it was like super overpowered because if someone did, the move where they went into like the Mega Form
Mm.
and then did like super overpowerful attack, if it was the first one that hit the Mimikyu, it never did any damage, and then they'd just come back down and you could just go straight into the fight. So I always just did something like that,
Yeah,
and
just
and
to
I just
absorb
sort of
that
like
that Mega Evolve or whatever they
yeah,
call it.
and but
Yeah.
so I was like, oh, this Mimikyu's really cool. Then I got a shiny version of it and was like, oh my god, this Pokemon actually looks good and like is competitive.
Mm.
And then you like start reading all the lore of like no one's ever seen its face. Like the only people have went insane and like tried to kill themselves and stuff. And there's like this really dark lore behind it of like it hides its face. It's never gonna show it. It's just wearing like an old Pikachu costume.
Yeah.
And it's just like you show someone it and like, oh my god, that's Pikachu, and it's like, no, look carefully,
Yeah.
it's not
Not
Pikachu.
Pikachu.
It's like weirdly like a weirdly like flushed out like backstory to a Pokemon,
Mm.
and like yeah, it's surprisingly dark as well for a Pokemon as well,
Yeah.
which I just like really enjoyed. I was like, this is quite unusual for a Pokemon, and then yeah, but whenever you say to someone, oh, what do you, like my favorite Pokemon's Mimikyu, they're like, oh, what? It's not like Charizard or like Dragonite or Gyarados or something like that. You're like, no, check this little guy out.
Who is your favorite streamer? And or who do you draw your inspiration from for your own streams?
Okay, so favorite streamer, I'm not quite sure. I watch a lot of people. Like I bounce through a ton of streams during my work day. I watch a lot of like you guys, a lot of the Aussie lot in my mornings, and then a few Americans start early in the afternoon, and then Sarah starts like early on. I think my favorite streamer at the moment is probably like Sarah and Frack. Like I watch them religiously every day. Like Frack is usually on a morning, or like recently when I finish my stream, he starts his stream,
Yep.
and then we carry on playing. And then Sarah, I watch religiously. She starts at like 4 o'clock my time every weekday, and then she comes and hangs out, and she's one of my mods as well. So they're probably my favorite streamers. I do watch. Admittedly, I did watch quite a bit of Nick Mercs, just because I like his style of gameplay, and he's quite easy to watch. But I wouldn't say he was like my favorite streamer. I just watch him because he like played Warzone and like he's quite decent to chill with, which is strange for like someone of that size.
Yep.
And inspiration, well, so I don't know if you've ever met someone called DC Zoe.
No.
Like I met him on my second, like I finished my first ever stream, and then he popped into the chat of the person that I was like checking out after I finished my first ever Warzone stream.
Yep.
And he was sort of like, "Oh, we're part of this big community. Do you want to come on in and we'll show you around?" And there's like loads of people, like small streamers in here. And like I was like, "Oh my god, this guy's like bringing people together and like helping out and that sort of thing." And I sort of drew straight away to that and sort of got to know that community. That's where the DC Beard came from. I think you've probably seen that on my streams.
Yes.
So I
Yes.
spent a lot of time with them, and they've got like a bunch of people they call DC Legends who like represent them. And after like a month and a bit, they invited me to join them. And he really like set the standards of we're creating this community. Like if you've got any problems, you can go to this person for tech problems. You can go to this person for this problem. Like if you need anything over here. And like he used to do like daily raids of like 20 to 30 people. They'd go find someone brand new who's not affiliate and go raid into them. And sort of I tried to like model a lot of the stuff I was doing around that.
Yep.
Like very early on, I was like known for helping people's tech problems. Like I would jump in and they'd be like, "Oh, so and so's mic's not working in OBS. Can you come and help out?" Or like, "I'm thinking about streaming. Can you help me set everything up?"
Yep.
And I've been in like so many like hour-long conversations of here's OBS. Like you want to look at this, you want to sort of look at overlays from over here and setting them up and sort of stuff. And yeah, Zoe is where like he changed his job and everything, so he doesn't get a chance to do the raids. But a lot of the stuff I was doing early on was like trying to help out as much as he helped me to begin with, and
Yeah.
like that sort of community side of it. It was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that's essentially the same thing I kind of collected from your community. Because when I first joined your community, like I was introduced via Becky to you guys, and I joined your community, and then like I saw how you guys were doing it and what you did, and just what you were doing for your community of everyone involved. So that's one of the things I kind of adapted into Quicksave Gaming is just model after your community. And I guess that's kind of just it's the influences
It's
of
like
it
it just shifts down like someone pays it onto you pay it onto the next person, and
Yeah.
then they're like, oh, let's pay it onto another person. And you just before you know it, you've got this big like pyramid of people.
We got a
trying to help
pyramid
each
of
other out.
communities.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Trying
But
to help each other out.
it's all essentially it's all making a much better place for everyone. It's making everyone's streams better. It's making the communities nicer. It's just overall just helping everyone out.
Yeah, you don't feel like I remember. So I made a Twitch account like years ago when I debated whether I was going to stream before, and it was like this super, like, I don't want to say toxic, but like you always saw like someone would be like, oh, if you mentioned your stream or anything like remotely like that in someone else's chat, they're like, no, no. Like they were really scared that you were going to take their viewers away from them. And like it was this like cutthroat world of don't like, yeah, these are my viewers, like no, like no community, you stay away, like you're a viewer, like that's it. And I was kind of like, I don't really want to do that.
Oh yeah.
So I just watched a few people here and there, and then sort of just left it, and then I brought it back like this year, and was like had a completely different experience meeting Zoe on my second stream and just being like, oh my god, this is like completely different. This is what I'm looking for.
Yeah, and I think that's like it goes to show like everyone who is like in your community. So every viewer you've got more than likely is a streamer anyway, or streams themselves. So like if you're not helping out other people, your viewers, or you're not sharing the love for them, or I mean, fair enough. Like there's a line you don't cross with like spruiking your own stream and other people's streams. Like you got to be a bit respectful. I wouldn't just jump into your stream and go, "Hey guys, check me out." It's like if it comes up in conversation, it comes up in conversation. Some people ask, "Oh, do you stream as well? What do you play?" Blah blah blah, and then it becomes natural. But everyone who is involved in Twitch is either a streamer or they have other streamers that they like as well. Yeah. So like nobody's an exclusive viewer of your channel, so you got to treat everyone respectfully.
It's not like this cutthroat world of like I need to keep my viewers or anything. Like I've always said, I don't mind a lot of the self-promotion stuff, because at the end of the day, if you come in and say like, oh, I'm about to go live and stuff, I'm not too fussed, because the people in there, they're either gonna come check you out and then be like, all right, well, I'm gonna go back and watch Banjo. But it's like, yeah, I'm never worried about like someone's not going to come in and all of a sudden you're going to have like, no community, everyone's gone because someone's come in and said, oh my god, come check me out, and everyone's like, all right, bye.
But like that's the thing, like nobody's that like
it doesn't happen. So it's like I'm never like too worried about it. But yeah, there is like a line of like, don't come in and just like blatantly like, guys, I'm going live right now, everyone leave here, come check me out, never come back to this guy again.
But that's the thing, like that's never like, because you've had everyone join your stream, or like everyone's in your stream over a longer period of time, you're not going to have people that are just going to flake on you and like that. Everyone's generally a little bit more loyal, so you're not going to have someone just flake.
That's what I mean. That's why I'm never too worried about it, if you know what I mean. Like it's just not going to happen like that. And like everyone in the community is like very much the same minded, so you don't even really get an issue with anything like that anyway, because like everyone's thinking the same thing, everyone's in the same boat doing the same thing. So
yeah,
it's good.
And you've got the relationships with the people who are viewing anyway, so
Yeah, yeah.
it's like they're there for you. They've joined your stream. They're there for you. I mean, they might check somebody else out, but there's a good chance they'll probably just come back because they're mid conversation with you.
Yeah, exactly.
Why did you start streaming?
I mean, as you can tell from when I'm streaming, like I used to play a ton of games anyway. So every night, me and the guys would jump on. We'd be playing like Call of Duty and stuff. And I'm a very chatty person,
Yep.
and a couple of people like I'd got some like really good kills and like really good wins and stuff, and everyone's like, "Oh, you should clip it," and I'm like, "Oh, but you like the Xbox One was like really unreliable and stuff." So I was kind of like, well, if I just streamed it on Twitch, I could just really easy just press this one button and it'll just clip it. And then Meg pointed out, was like, you're a really fucking chatty person, like you do not stop talking. So we may as well like just start streaming. You're gonna meet people and you're gonna talk to them and you're gonna have a lot of fun doing it. Like combining the two things you like, is gaming and just chatting.
Yeah.
So she was like, yeah, let's just do that. And then yeah, I did my first stream and like a couple of people came in who were like friends and family, and I was just like, yeah, I quite like this. And then like I said, met Zoe, he introduced me to the community, and then my second stream, like one or two people come in, and I'm like, yeah, I like this. I like just gaming and then having the chat on the side where I can just talk, and that's like just combining the two things.
Yeah,
I really do a lot of talking,
and gaming.
and gaming. Yeah, that's it. So that's what got me into it, really. Just combine the two best things that I can do. Typically, I'm like just a super chatty guy. Like I do barely stop talking, like anyway. So I'm fine with that sort of stuff and narrating. I do go a bit quiet when you're like in like Warzone or Apex. You're trying to like clutch up in
Concentrate.
like the final storm. You just sort of zone out, and I
like sweat.
when I've taken yeah. So recently I took a clip of Battlefield, and we were playing and getting quite into it, and I'm sniping, and it was like this really really big map, and I was on a building right at the back, and I hit someone with a sniper at 750
How good
meters.
does that feel?
He was on a zip line going across a building, 750-meter headshot, and I was like, oh my god, clipped it. Was like, that was the best thing I've ever done. And in the clip, I'm just there like like so engrossed in the game, and it's like I'm just sat there like mouth wide open, just looks so stupid.
Like a
But
stunned
I'm just
mullet.
like that engrossed. Like I was like smiling, talking to chat, and then all of a sudden I'm like, right, concentrate, and I'm like just like go into this like glazed over concentration like gamer mode, and like sometimes I do this thing where like I'm just like looking back in my clips and like I've just got like a really good triple kill or whatever on Apex and like a squad wipe, and it's just me like really gomlessly like just staring at the screen like, oh my god, like I look like such a mum. Oh.
I always get everyone make fun of me because I'm not usually like a competitive person at all. But when I play like just competitive games like Splitgate, it's just like completely change. I'm like and everyone's like, oh, here comes Sweaty Jerry.
Yeah. You like look back in the clips and you think it's like this really like super casual, like, oh, I just killed these guys. You look back and you're just like intensely staring, like twitching the eye, like, oh, I'm gonna do this. That's proper funny when that stuff happens.
Yeah. What is your favorite moment so far?
Favorite moment. Okay, so I was trying to think about this. There's been quite a few. Like like I always say, I'm a pretty simple guy, so like it's very easy to abuse me. But one of the things that really hit home was I think it was my third one. I tend to do a lot of like 24-hour streams every here and there, and on the last one, it was like based around me getting to 6 months on Twitch.
Yep.
And the best thing ever was like people messaging like, oh, when are you gonna do it? When are you going live? When's it from and to? And I had like 4 or 5 people like take the day off work and dedicate the day to come play.
Yeah, that's
And
crazy.
like
That's awesome.
Like Mr. Inhumane, he came and played the whole 24 hours. Like we played games for the whole thing, and he took the day off the work, and that was like just like this mind blowing moment of like these guys have taken a work day on a Friday to just come play games with me all day. And it's like that's just mind blowing.
Yeah.
I just couldn't wrap my head around it. Like it was like 5 people took the day off.
Yep.
And spent like the best part of 24 hours. Like Inhumane was there when I started, he was there when I finished,
Mm.
and it's just like trying to wrap your head around people wanting to do that is just this bizarre thing. But I think that's my favorite moment, was just that feeling of, oh my god, like they want to do this. Like
Mm.
people want to play all day. I'm like, what? Like, yeah,
Yeah.
let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
What's a time where you've made a mistake on stream or failed, and what did you learn from that?
Okay, so this one's not so much on stream, but obviously as your community grows, you get a lot of people who like bash heads. Like not everyone is going to get along.
Mm.
And one of the things early on was there was a bit of just a bit of a kerfuffle between two people, where one of them was winding the other one up to the
Yep.
point where they just snapped a little bit, and then like they came to me and was like, oh, this person's done this, and like, and one of the it wasn't so much a mistake, but I kind of got a bit too involved of like, all right, what did they say, and then was like in the Discord, and the mistake I made was like, oh guys, we need to talk about this person, and it turns out that person was in my Discord but under a different name, and they were sort of like, wait, hold up, what have I done, like what's going on here? And I was just sort of like, oh, okay, so you're in the Discord, you're this person, you were on the stream with this person, and then sort of like got like just got a bit too involved.
Yep.
Like, so when I tend to, if two streamers are like having a bit of beef with each other, then I tend to try and stay away from it. Like definitely learn to like not like get involved too much, just
Yep.
enough to like sort the issue if it is a big issue.
Yeah.
But like just to like keep this outside of Twitch sort of thing. Like you just message them, sort it out, and then come back. And if you don't get along, just don't, like, you don't have to chat in my chat. Just don't bring it back to my chat, sort of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I sort of fell into that a little early on and was like, okay, I need to learn how to handle that a bit better,
Mm.
and like just handle it. Yeah, just sort of learn from that mistake of going down that
Getting a
road.
little bit too involved in that kind of a bit of that
Yeah, it
drama.
was more like, yeah, it was like a he said she said
Yeah.
moment, and
Yeah.
like, and I was just like, because I didn't know who they, like, one of them was, I was sort of like, okay, I can see like she sent a message, and I'm like, oh yeah, okay, so they were winding you up, and you've responded this way, but the other person didn't see like that, they were just messing about, and it was
Yeah.
just a misunderstanding.
Yep.
But it's just like from the fact that I was getting involved and was like, guys, we need to like consider like looking at this person, and then he was like, oh no, wait, I'm here, I'm just under a different name, and I'm like, oh no, come on,
Yeah.
I
Yep.
shouldn't have got involved. But
Mm.
yeah, I definitely learned that on
Yep.
early on.
Yeah. It's you got to kind of put on like a moderator face, like when that kind of
Yeah,
drama happens.
yeah,
It's like, okay, I'm in moderator mode now, and it's hard
yeah,
too, especially if. So I've had a similar situation, but I was alive at the time, and two people had a bit of a disagreement in chat about
yeah.
I can't remember exactly, but the worst part was that they were both moderators. So,
Oh no.
so I had to like put my foot down on them and say, okay, kill it, like
Yeah,
put it to bed, let's move on. And then after
yeah,
the stream, I had to like message them both and just like, okay, this is what's like. I was kind of on top of what had happened, so I just talked to him and was
yeah,
like, okay, this is how this person has felt. You need to go and
yeah,
apologize to this person about this situation. And
yeah,
yeah, and then
yeah.
yeah,
When typically, because I chat a lot and I just chat quite a lot of shit as well. Typically, if someone like clashes in the chat, I can handle that really well
Mm.
because it's like happening there and then,
yep,
and I just chat my way through it
Mm.
and diffuse it nice and easy. It's more when it happens like off camera and
Ah.
like it's over DM, where a lot of stuff's lost over message, like a lot
yeah.
of
You
like,
really can't.
emotions
It's
and
hard to
stuff, and
portray that kind of detail in message, and
Yeah.
sometimes somebody might misread what you've said because in
Yeah,
your mind you've said,
exactly,
"Oh, this is how it's going to sound," but they're going to go, "Oh,
yeah,
I've read that completely different." It's just like general
yeah,
text message kind of drama.
yeah, yeah.
But what motivates you to stream?
Just chatting to people, playing games, and like having fun,
Mm.
that sort of thing. You know, just like I'll just honestly, I can't think of. I go through my work day as a software engineer. I love my job and everything. I absolutely love my job. Probably a bit too much. I get quite into it. But then there's nothing better than getting to the end of the day and thinking, right, what am I gonna play tonight? Who am I gonna get to chat to?
Mm.
Oh, so and so was like so and so's birthday here, or like so and so was going to the beach over here, and so was like getting like just all this different stuff that you got to sort of keep track in your mind. Like you're wondering like, oh, what are they playing tonight? Oh, I'll go check them out. And yeah, it motivates me. Like 'cause I just play a lot of games anyway, so it's just like I'll just whack on a game and just talk to people, and that interaction of, oh, I wonder how they're doing. Oh, I wonder how they're doing. Yeah, they're doing really good. Oh, it's good to hear. Oh, like, oh, this person's a bit down. Let's try and make them smile. And early on, um, I don't do it as much anymore, but I used to mess around and be like, oh, my stream's powered by smiles. Because when I first started, I used to focus on if you can make one person smile, then you've changed someone's day positively.
Yep.
So like
I
it
love
doesn't
that.
matter
That's cool.
if you've got one person, 10 people, 50 people, 200 people in your chat, if you can focus on one person having gone away with a smile who maybe didn't have a smile when they walked in,
Yeah.
you've done your job as a streamer. So I
Yeah.
kind of went in with that mentality. Because a lot of people, whenever you watch like videos and stuff, they're like, oh, turn off your review account, turn off your follow account. You don't need to see any of them stats while you're streaming. And like you can get a bit disheartened when there's like less people in and stuff. And I've always just taken the approach of like, if someone's in there, focus, like if you can make people smile and they were having a bad day, then like what more could you ask for? You've affected someone positively. Like you've made this one person smile, even if it's if you're not the one streaming. You know, like if you're in someone else's chat and they're having a hard time and you help them out, like that's like a big motivation for me, is just helping people, like solving tech problems and just making people smile, really.
Oh, that's awesome. I really love that. That's good.
Yeah.
That's a good one. So what's some advice you'd give to a fellow streamer who's just starting out?
Well, pretty much along the same lines, really. Like some of the big advice is like, don't worry about your followers or your views. Just stream and like get like used to like this monologue of you just playing and like, I'm gonna go over here and do this. Okay, someone's just said this. Let's talk over here.
Yeah.
And now I'm going back to the game. I'm gonna walk over here and do this, and I'm trying to aim towards this, and that sort of talking. But yeah, like the biggest thing for me, one of the things that happened early on was I had a streamer called Death's Not Andrew, and he came and hung out. This is before he started streaming, and he came and hung out, and I played about 6 hours of Warzone. This is back in the Warzone early days, and we got to about halfway through, and we've just got like 4 or 5 wins in a row, and I'm like hyped as out, and then I was like, so we'd like gone through all the here's like what we know about each other, and I was like, so what do you think of Warzone? Do you like it? And he's like, oh no, I hate the game. And I'm like, what? What? He's like, oh no, I can't stand Warzone. Like I just get that you go pew pew, and when the thing pops up that says win, you've done a really good job. I don't like the game, and I'm like, are you serious? Like we've just been through like a 6-hour stream, like you 6 hours, mate. I've just been playing this game for 6 hours, and you've been sat here talking to me, and you don't even like the game. And like, so I learned early on, and I was like, oh, okay. So he just was just wanting to talk to me. So if I was gonna like give a piece of advice, it's just like I said just a second ago, don't focus on how many people are there, or like just focus on having a good time, helping people where you can, and just making people smile.
That's
If you can affect one person per stream, that's like phenomenal. Like so Andrew's from Poland. It's like he could come in having a bad day and leave with a smile on his face because I did something goofy like a Rickroll.
Yep.
Like you've just changed one person's life who lives across the world.
Yep.
You know, like
people are there more so for you than the game.
Yeah, 100. And like early on, like I said, like I always just thought I'm gonna play a game, we're gonna get like loads of really good kills, we're gonna get loads of wins, and people are gonna be like, wow, this guy's got like a KD of 2.5, and he's like rocking like 6 wins in a row, and it's like, and like no one cares. Like,
so that's
Anne sat through a 6-hour stream and was like, I don't like Warzone. I'm like, hold up, what? And he's like, yeah, I just enjoy chilling with you. You like make me smile, you make me laugh, and like, I don't care what you're playing. I'll come and sit and chat with you for.
Because it's if people are like there's probably thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people playing Warzone right now. So if they're there for the game, then they could be there for any of those games. And that's the thing, that the main difference between every single stream that you stream on there and the thing that you're doing is you yourself. That's the main difference between you playing Warzone and somebody else playing Warzone, is you as a streamer. So how you communicate and like talk to your stream and like engage with his stream is what's going to make that difference and what's going to make people stay around, because they're not there for the game. The game's just there.
That's it. I would 100% like advice for someone who wants to be a Warzone streamer. It's you need to find like a niche or just be like I don't know how, like you said, there are thousands upon thousands of people. Like you can go to Twitch, if you just search Warzone, search for like lower viewers to high, there is like hundreds of pages on pages on pages of people sat on 0 views, and it's because like it's just like this massively oversaturated streamed game, and like it's really hard to get noticed. So like you've got to put, if you want to do that, and you either have to be phenomenally good and can still talk to chat, or you have to support a lot elsewhere outside of your stream.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the things I did early on was like I was over in like loads of people's chats supporting everywhere I could, and then people were coming back and was like, "Oh, thanks for helping me out with this issue. I'll come and play games and watch you," and then it just sort of goes from that. So I will say, like, it's not just don't expect to press go live and then be like, that's it. If you know what I mean, there's like all the stuff like outside of it. Like people aren't just going to come watch. They're not just going to be like browsing Warzone streams or just browsing like a heavily saturated game and go, all right, well, people do. Okay,
some people do pick
do
at random, but the chance that the bigger the game, the lower the chance of that happening. So you can't bet on that.
Yeah,
but
you can't just expect to become this like massive streamer if you're like just stuck in the crowd sort of thing.
Yeah. So you've got to do, and you got, like when someone does jump into your stream randomly, you've got to be able to engage with them and make them, as you said, like make them smile, make them want to stay around and come back next time. Because if you're playing a game that everybody else is playing, you've got to be this. You've got to have something that's going to make them want to come back to you and not just go to some other random streamer of the thousands that are playing.
Yeah, I think in especially with Warzone in this like in today's times, like it's not good enough to just be like amazing at the game. You get people like the biggest streamer of I went back to Nick Merckx, where he's like fun to chill with. It really seems like a really nice person on stream, and like he's really good. So it's not just, you can't just be like amazing at the game. And then ignore your chat or like not have like this sort of community vibes to it. If you just stare at the screen, but you're really good at the game, I don't think that's enough to make it
there are a lot of good players out there. Like there's so many good streamers, there are so many good like gamers out there.
It's like you've got to be like a package deal. If you expect to, like, if you want to be the kind of person to not read the chat, then you have to back it up by being like at the top of the top of your game and still have like some form of community behind you. It's that's probably some big advice.
So who would you recommend as streamer of the week?
Okay, so I was thinking about this, and now I obviously maybe a little predictably, but I would go with Mr. Inhumane, right? But he is like a big supporter all over Twitch. Like he will watch everyone on his time zone. Like he's like me. When we're at work, we're watching people, lurking in people's streams, having a chat with people, and like even when we're working, or like I even have like sometimes if I've got like a low level meeting, I'll just throw someone in the background.
And when someone sneezes, everyone goes,
yeah, oh yeah. Everyone's like, where did that sneeze come from? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know where that sneeze came from. That was like you. That wasn't me. I didn't sneeze. And trying to convince everyone else that it wasn't you that sneezed. I mean, it was you that. I just remember that because I was like, oh, Jerry's playing Subnautica and he's on like mid volume. He's quite quiet today. And then like just out of nowhere, this big sneeze, and everyone in the meeting's like, "Did you sneeze?" And I'm like, "No, I didn't sneeze. Did you sneeze? Where did that sneeze come from?" I'm like, just turn Jerry down. Like, oh god.
Oh, that's funny.
But yeah, I know, right? But yeah, so Inhumane, his streaming schedule is a bit all over, because he's just got a lot going on. But when he does stream, it's like it's really engaging. He's really good at talking to people, and he plays a lot of the games we do. He plays a lot of Apex, Hunt, and everything, and he's just generally fun to watch. So I'd probably go for someone like him, and then just give him a nudge to keep doing some streams.
Yeah.
So, But yeah, I'd probably go with him.
Okay, cool. So pancakes or waffles?
So for me, pancakes.
Pancakes?
I'm also renowned for just eating everything and like making this certain noise of ba la la every time someone mentions food. Like there's a big thing where like if someone sends me a food picture, I'm like instantly hungry. I'll be rummaging through the fridge. I will eat pancakes and I will eat waffles, but I will eat more pancakes because I tend to go both savory and sweet with pancakes.
Yep.
I'll make like 4 or 5 sweet ones and then a nice savory one to finish it off. Whereas
Ooh.
waffles, I'm just go pretty sweet.
Yeah.
So
okay.
Yeah, pancakes all day long.
Thanks everyone for watching this video. We're here with Banjo Mark II. We had some really good advice. Very good. Very good chat. It was a good time. So everybody, don't forget to subscribe to Quick Save Gaming. Like this video. Tell us what you think in the comment section. If you have a bonus question that you'd like to ask our next streamer of the week, put it in the comment section below. But yeah, otherwise, thank you for checking us out. Follow Banjo on Twitch, twitch.tv, Banjo_MK2. I'm the Jury94. I'm also found on Twitch. And I've also put in the link in the description below for the Quick Save Gaming Discord. So if you want to get involved in the community, join into the Discord, have a chat. We all like to play games. We're open to different things. And yeah, we're always open to suggestions. So thank you guys for being here, and we'll see you next week.
But you don't have to do the washing. You don't have to do my washing. Oh, it's making me nervous. Don't grab me. Don't grab me.
God.